Hello, folks, and welcome back to another episode of Insufferable with me, your host, Lindsay. Episode 8. We are chugging along and happy to have you here. Thank you for coming back. If you're new, thanks for being here. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow the show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Do all the things that, would help me in the long run. Thank you guys for being so cool and receptive to the episode so far. I really appreciate that. I really am just here to be yapping. We are just yapping. I don't even know how to describe this podcast anymore. Insufferable isn't even really covering it at this point. I am just here yapping. So, how was your guys' week? I hope it was good. I hope it was productive. And if it wasn't, I hope you had a good time rotting. Sometimes we all need to rot. Okay. Doctor's orders. If doctors were truthful, real, receptive, they would prescribe rotting, rest and relaxation. Okay, there are plenty of shows that you could watch for 10 hours per day. You know what I mean? Rewatch Breaking Bad. Get into The Sopranos. Do a little Better Call Saul. Game of Thrones. You know what a beautiful, I feel a visceral reaction when I think about, picture this. Close your eyes, everybody. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. But picture this, okay? It's November 15th, okay? Work is slow. There's nothing really going on because it's the holidays and there's nothing really going on at work during the holidays, okay? The weather is chilly. We live in California in this fantasy. We don't fucking live in a snowy area. You guys know how I feel about the damn snow. And the clocks and the time zones of snowy places. Anyway, back to the fantasy. The weather is chilly, okay? You have some homemade soup on the stove that someone brought to you. Maybe a friend, a grandmother. Maybe you postmated this, Oh, God, this is not really good. I'm not really good at painting the picture, I guess. It's chilly. It's November. The stakes are low. And you're making soup at home on a Saturday morning. The sun's not out because it's gloomy. And you think to yourself, what's the big old deal about Game of Thrones? What are people all hyped up about? Should I even watch House of the Dragon? Would it even make any sense to me? Let me just check out a little episode of Game of Thrones. I got no responsibilities today. It's cold. I don't even want to go outside. So you sit there on your couch. You got your fresh hot soup. Your cat's laying next to you. And you turn on episode 1 of Game of Thrones. You're instantly hooked. Because of Eddard Stark, obviously. Don't get too comfortable. No spoilers. You proceed to watch a whole season or more of Game of Thrones. The sun never peeks out of the sky. You're bundled up in a fucking fleece blanket that you got at TJ Maxx recently. It's got little fall leaves all over it, limited edition. And you just sit there and you watch Game of Thrones. And mind you, this is your first time watching Game of Thrones. So the events that occur in that show, you're shocked. You're shook to your core. You're engaged, but you are rotting on the couch. Okay? Maybe you get a little hot cocoa. Maybe you make yourself a hot tea with some fresh local honey. And you think, there's no way anything bad's gonna happen to Eddard Stark. You don't even know the half of it. And then you say, damn, it's 11 p.m. I've nearly finished a whole season. I'm hooked. And for every weekend or day off that you get from here until the new year, you rot on your couch and you watch Game of Thrones. And mind you, you don't really have anybody to talk to about it because everyone's already seen it 8 years ago. But don't I think we all collectively can feel right now that we wanna do that. I know it's summertime, we wanna be out, we wanna be at the beach, but that feeling of rotting on the couch and watching a show that's new to you, that has 7 seasons worth, and it's written so well. I mean, I know Game of Thrones was a book, so it's one of those things, but, like, Breaking Bad, I watched it after it already came out. I think it was on, like, it's season 4 or 5 by the time I got into Breaking Bad, and I was hooked because I love Bryan Cranston, because I love Malcolm in the Middle, okay? That was my show growing up. That was what I watched growing up, like, that was my shit. That was the most relatable family on TV, is Malcolm in the Middle's family. And I'm like, "Damn, this is the dad from Malcolm in the Middle? That's crazy. He's like a whole ass, like, drug dealer? What's going on with this show?" And yeah, dude, the pilot episode for Breaking Bad is so fucked up. There's no way you're not immediately addicted. You gotta keep watching. You have to keep going. And imagine you're watching that when it's week to week. You only get 1 episode every Sunday. Torture, okay? That doesn't align with the prescription of rotting that aligns with that little fantasy I just painted in the worst way ever. I'm not really a storyteller, as you could tell. But yeah, dude, rotting, that is a damn joy, okay? And you can't do it all the time, right? Because our bodies aren't built for that. We do need to move our bodies. But the prescription of just rotting on a weekend in the winter, oh man, dude, what a beautiful sight. I don't even know why I got onto the rotting of it all. Um, because it is summertime and it is hot as fuck in my house right now. And yeah. I love the holidays. And I do look forward to them. I don't like the rain. I don't really like weather, you know? I was born and raised in Southern California, dude. We got the best climate on the planet, I'm pretty sure. It's not humid, it's not dry, it's not hot, it's not cold. It's quite literally always perfect. Okay? We might have a damn little street flood every now and again during the rainy season because these cities aren't built for that. You know, when everybody's got the sandbags and they're putting them up against their door. I mean, there are floods happening in other places, obviously, as of late, especially like some very tragic flooding has happened. But damn, Southern California, she stays between 68 and 72. And you know what? Sometimes in the winter, we get down to 55. And that's in the dead of night, too. So I don't know. I just love it here. I love Southern California. Born and raised. I really don't ever want to leave, but I do fear I am being pushed out by inflation. So, what are we gonna do? It was a busy week for me this week, and it is not over. I sort of have a lot on my plate, but it is all good things. I am doing the whole creative director thing right now, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. Um, but it's actually crazy, like, how once you set a date for the end, whatever it may be, a release, an event, whatever it may be, it's like, damn. So if this is the day we want to do it, even though it's several months away, we still have to do so many things before that to be able to get to the part where we're trying to get to. So, yeah, the calendar's loaded, locked and loaded, and yeah, it's just been a lot of moving parts, a lot of computering, emailing, graphic designing, lots of Illustrator work, all that kind of stuff. You know, I I'm on my damn workout plan now too. I got a little program written for me, so I've been doing that. Um, I still don't have a car. We love that for me. I did not want to manifest my car breaking down. I don't know where that came from, why that came about. I don't know, but it's taking, quite a bit of time for me to get it back. And, I'm trying not to worry about it. We're going to be okay. But, at the end of the day, I really hate having to ask for help. And I don't mean in like a casual sense. I mean like having to ask someone to help me like 3, 4, 5 days out of the week. Like, I have a doctor's appointment this day. I need someone to drive me there, on Wednesday, I really need to get groceries because I don't have any groceries. I need to go grocery shopping. I need someone to take me to the grocery store. You know, I am going to see a movie with a friend and it's at a theater that's not near me. So I need to drive there. Someone either needs to pick me up or I need to use your car to drive there. Like, nothing pains me more than having to ask someone to help me do very mundane shit like that. So, and right now I'm out of damn toothpaste. I have squoze as much as I could squeeze out of this tube of toothpaste. I was recently, someone took me to the store to get my groceries, and at that time, I did not realize that I was out of toothpaste. I thought last time I bought a 2-pack because the toothpaste that I get usually comes in a 2-pack. Sometimes I'm like, I don't need the 2-pack. I don't want to spend $6 on it. I only want to spend $3 on it. So, that was my bad for not getting the 2-pack last time, but I thought I did. I thought I had another tube under the sink. Turns out I do not. And so I have been squeezing the life out of this thing because I did not get a toothpaste when I was at the store last time. So now I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have to go walk to and the Rite Aid that's walking distance from my house closing down. They're selling all the shelves and the fucking, racks and wires and stands and display cases and everything. They're selling it all. It turns out all of Rite Aids are closing down. So that's not really good. Okay. I'm gonna try to go to the bodega that's also within walking distance, see if they have, but I don't want to be a Goldilocks, but I don't want to just get any old toothpaste. Okay. I use a certain type of toothpaste. I don't want to be this way, but I am very specific about my shit. And I also know and fear that if I find the toothpaste that I use at the bodega up the road, say they have it, it's probably easily going to be $4 more expensive than it typically is at like a Target or a Walmart or, whatever. So do I want to pay $12 for a tube of toothpaste? No, I do not. I do not. We do not have the funds for that kind of stuff. I mean, your bitch is frugal. I cannot stand wasting stuff that I paid for or paying more for stuff that I know I could get it cheaper somewhere else. Like, it is a curse. My frugalness. It is a curse. I also need to get quarters so I can do my laundry. Okay? There is not a bank near me. Okay, and I don't have any cash to go bring to a, quarter machine at the local laundromat so I could get quarters that way. I need to go to the bank and get quarters like that because every time I go to the store and I'm like, "Hey, like, can I get cash back, but can you give me quarters?" They're like, "No. Quarters are a hot commodity. So if you ask for it in cash back form at a regular store, they get all pissy with you." And it's like, yeah, it's probably because everyone's asking for them because all fucking laundromats only take quarters. So what the fuck is that about? You know, the laundry that we have in my apartment is fairly new. You know, he just replaced it. My landlord replaced it like a couple of years ago. And when he replaced it, it had already been broken for like 4 years. I've been living here for like almost 10 years. We never had working shit back there. Okay. But when he took over, he was like, "Oh, he asked us all, the tenants, like, what do you guys need? Like, let me know what the issues are in the property." And we were all like, "Laundry. Can you fix the fucking laundry situation? Because it's so annoying to bring your laundry somewhere." Like, and he fixed it. And I'm like, you know what? He's gonna fucking come in, like, he's a young guy. He's gonna come in here and put some fucking digital ones in there. You know? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you put laundry machines that take digital payments in there? Okay. I've lived in shittier apartment complexes that have digital fucking machines in the laundry units. So why did he still put coin operated laundry in there even though they're supposed to be brand new machines? I don't fucking know. It's annoying as fuck though. Why is it so annoying to obtain quarters? It's crazy. Like, the only way it's easy to get them is if you go to the bank and ask for them. They never give you shit, and you just get the money out of your account. Or if you have cash, you just trade the cash, and it's easy peasy. Okay? Like I said, you can't just get cash back. You know what I mean? And if you don't have cash, you can't fucking go to the goddamn laundromat. Oh my God. I know that I'm Goldilocks. I know this. To my core, I am so fucking particular about everything, and it's not a good quality to have. I'm not saying that I'm just saying this is who I am. And for those reasons, I like to do everything myself, okay? I'm hyper independent because I know I can't count on anybody else to like do the thing exactly how I want it to be done. So I'll just do it myself for myself. And I won't involve anyone else because I am a burden in that way. I will burden you. If you try to help me, it will be hard. And halfway through, you're going to be like, fuck this bitch. Fuck this bitch. She does not deserve my help. And you are right. You are correct. Just let me do it myself. Because holy fuck. And I was talking about the story of Goldie. I really want a Goldilocks tattoo because I don't know. I know that I'm Goldilocks and I know it's not cute. Sorry for the sniff. Goldie locks. I know you guys. Goldilocks hair. There's a whole hair care line called Goldilocks. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to look at that later. Goldilocks and the Three Bears fairy tale. Now, I know there's almost no way that you don't know of the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. But I don't know, maybe you're not American and you're listening to this, or you're young and you've never heard of it, but the overview, it's a book, an American book as far as I know. Um it was written by Robert Southey in 1959. Wait, it was originally published in 1837, so we're not going to get into the specifics here. But Goldilocks and the Three Bears is a 19th century English fairy tale of which three versions exist. The original version of the fairy tale tells of an impudent old woman who enters the forest home of three anthropomorphic bachelor bears while they are away. That is not the story that I remember. So that's the English version. I don't know, maybe in the UK or something, but the American version is much more insufferable, and I relate to it a lot more. Oh, there's a YouTube video about her. Oh my god. What is the lesson of Goldilocks and the Three Bears? The primary lesson of Goldilocks and the Three Bears is the importance of respecting others' property and privacy. Goldilocks enters the bear's house without permission, tries their belongings, and generally disregards their space, which is a clear violation of their privacy and property rights. The story also subtly highlights the dangers of entitlement and consequences of not respecting boundaries. Additionally, the story can be interpreted as a cautionary tale about the dangers of venturing into unknown territories and the importance of self-control. So that's a little bit closer to sort of like the story that I remember, but in my mind's eye, Goldilocks breaks into the homes of the Three Bears. Okay, in my memory, it's Mama Bear, Papa Bear, Baby Bear. Okay, she goes in there and sits on their chairs and complains about each chair. She sits in one chair and she's like, this chair's too high. She sits in another chair. Oh, this chair's too low. And then she chooses a third chair and she's like, oh, this chair's just right. She then proceeds to eat their soup. Okay, they had soup sitting on the dining room table. They were about to eat, and I think something happened out in the backyard or something. They all went to the backyard to check it out. During that time, she broke in home invasion style and starts talking shit about all their belongings. How it's not exactly quite right for her. She starts eating the soup. She's like, this soup's too hot. This soup's too cold. Oh, this soup is just right. And then she goes and lays in each of their beds. Talk about this bed sucks. This bed's too squishy. Oh, this bed's just right. Okay. So I think the moral of the story in that instance is, bitch, you broke into their house and you're talking shit about their stuff. Okay? No, this fucking bed isn't. Yeah, it might be too fucking hard for you, too firm for you, but it's not your bed. That's Papa Bear's bed. Why don't you fucking get your own? You know what I'm saying? Like she be having some entitlement issues. Okay? And that's where me and Goldilocks don't relate. Okay? I don't feel entitled for you to provide the thing that I need, knowing that it's so specific and particular, and I know you're never going to be able to achieve the level of accuracy that I need you to achieve if you're going to do this thing for me. Okay? It's like if you're going to clean my house, I need you to do it in a very specific way and use very specific products that smell a very specific way. Okay? And I know this about myself. So guess what? I'm going to clean my own house and use my own products to do so and create the fucking avenue that I want to live in because this is my fucking house. And this is why I live alone. I can't be having no damn roommates, dude. Do you know how many bridges I would burn if I was living with another person? I'd be like out of front. Like nobody would like me if they had to live with me. And that's the other thing too, is I ain't going to be mean about it. And you know what? I might even be passive aggressive about it because I don't want to admit that I want everything my way. That is so insufferable of me. So that's kind of how I be, I'd be very Goldilocks in that sense. Um, and that brings it all back to I don't like asking for help because I know that, I just need everything done a very specific way, and in no way, shape, or form should you be made to do things my way, okay? I don't want you to drive me to the store. I don't want you to drive me to the damn Target to get a tube of toothpaste, okay? I don't want you to take me to the doctor. You know what I wanna do? I wanna drive myself to the doctor. I want to go to the store when I'm good and ready and I need groceries. I just want to be able to take care of myself. I mean, it really feels, oh, I don't like the idea of someone taking care of me. I really don't. If you want to give me money, that's a different story, and I will accept that. If you have money to give, so I can buy my own groceries and drive myself there, or buy a car. If you want to buy me a car, that'd be cool. It better be the right fucking car though. See what I mean? See what I mean? It's like, "Oh, I bought you a G-Wagon." And I'm like, "I did not want a G-Wagon. I wanted a damn 1987 Toyota pickup. That's what I wanted. Did you even bother figuring out what I wanted?" And then the person who bought me the G-Wagon is going to be absolutely shook to their core. Talk about, I got you a fucking G-Wagon. Who gets G-Wagons for free? Like, you're so lucky. And I'm literally going to be like, I did not want a G-Wagon. This is the last car I ever wanted to drive. I'll drive it, I guess, because it was free, but damn. You could have at least asked me what kind of car I wanted. So, I don't know. I am insufferable. I really am. And I try to not involve anybody in it, okay? This is why I do everything myself. It's why I'm hyper independent. Okay? So, there's that. Still don't have a car. Yeah, I gotta wait for my dad to fix my car, and I'm trying to be patient. And everything's gonna be fine, okay? I'm still living in abundance, by the way. I am living in abundance. I am open to receiving my opportunities and the flow of opportunities and money, and I'm building the life that I want to live. And I am currently living it, okay? We have a little bump in the road with the car situation, but that is fine. I am not worried about it. Okay? Um yeah, this week's just been crazy. This week's been crazy, and um yeah. Oh, I saw Superman yesterday. Shout out to Gavin for buying those tickets like 6 weeks ago or whatever. It's nice to see an opening day movie, you know? Um I also saw Mission Impossible on opening day, and that was really cool too. I never see opening day movies. First of all, I don't like crowds. Secondly, I'm a Tuesday night movie girly because Tuesday nights are half price at Cinemark. And if there's one thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go on the half price night. Yeah, because I'm frugal. So, movies are expensive now. They really are. Like, when you think about it, $14 a ticket, sometimes $16 a ticket on regular nights. Like, that's expensive. Imagine you got 3 kids and a wife. What's the fucking price on that, dude? I'm going to be, I am actually going to do the math on that because I am curious. No, not calendar, calculator. Okay, so let's say 1650, and you got 3 kids and a wife, okay? 3 kids, a wife and you, 5 people, that's 8250. I would never do an activity if it was gonna cost me 8250. I wouldn't even go to a damn theme park for that much money, like, that's crazy. If you're trying to take your family to the movies, shout out to you, because when I was a kid, we didn't really go to the movies that much. I do remember we saw, um, what was it? Lord of the Rings. We saw a couple of those in theater because my parents are nerds. So if we were going to go out to a movie, it was going to be a movie they wanted to see. And so yeah, I do remember seeing that in theaters as a kid. I think full price tickets when those movies came out, now let me fucking go in here and search up. What was the movie I was talking about? Lord of the Rings movie. When did it come out? ...2001. Damn. So yeah, I was 11 years old when that shit came out. So yes, I did see that in the theaters. And in 2001, a full price movie theater ticket was probably about $7 or $8, I think. I'm pretty sure it was $7 or $8. That is half the price of what it costs now. You know what I mean? $40 to take you and, your 3 kids and your wife to the movies. In those days is probably a lot, but in today's money, that's kind of a lot. Or it's actually not a lot in today's money because fucking $80 now to take your kids to the fucking movies. But yeah, dude. And we were going to Edwards at that point, dude. And those seats were fucking the worst. The best thing they ever did with theaters was doing those damn reclining seats. And if you have a theater and you have not upgraded to those reclining seats at this point, nobody's coming to your theater anymore. They're really not. I don't think that Edwards at the town center even has the reclining seat. Like they're like one of the only um theaters around here that did not upgrade to those seats. And yeah, if you're going to up the price of seeing a movie, oh, if you're going to up the price in that manner, you're going to need to up the experience. And while, $16 for a ticket now is kind of crazy, you could, first of all, you choose your seat. Okay. That ensures you're going to sit exactly where you want to sit. You got to be quick on it to buy those tickets, but I love assigned seating. We love that experience upgrade. Okay. We love the seats, the reclining seats. Okay. I don't know how easy they are to repair. And if you drop your phone in the side of it, good luck. Okay. But that is a good upgrade for the experience. Number 3, you can literally order your fucking snacks and popcorn and shit, and they'll bring it to you inside the theater. You don't even stand in that line out there. And what is with the lines at the concession stands at movie theaters? And they move so slow. It's one of those things where I'm like, what do the clocks look like in here? Because the orders are not that difficult. And the workers are busting their asses. They have assembly lines going. This person's scooping fucking popcorn. This person's filling up the drinks. This person's fucking, putting the cheese on the nachos. Like, it's not like they're slacking. They're busting their ass. But have you ever fucking stood in one of those lines recently? I mean, holy shit. It is crazy how long those fucking concession lines are. Okay. And now they have mobile ordering where they're bringing that shit to people who ordered it on their phone. So if you choose to not order on your phone and you're like, I'm just going to stand in the line, you better be there fucking 40 minutes before the movie starts. 40 minutes easily. And I want to see the previews. If you're one of those people who cares about the previews, I don't want to go to the movies with you. If you are one of those people who have to find their seat in the dark because you fucking lagged, talk about the movie starts at 5, so we're going to leave the house at 5 because there's 20 minutes of previews, and then we have to park in the structure and then walk into the theater and check in our tickets. And now It's 5:30, okay? We're 10 minutes into the movie. The damn previews are over, and you're talking about, "Oh, let me get a quick popcorn real quick," and I'm over here stressing out because I know that the line is going to be so fucking long. We're gonna miss the first half of this movie, okay? I've been to movies with people like that, and I don't fuck with that, okay? I wanna go. If the movie starts at 5, you're picking me up at 3. No, I'm kidding. But I'm just saying, if the movie starts at 5, we will be arriving at the theater, at the front gates, getting our tickets scanned in no later than 4:50. Okay? We're in the building at 4:50. Okay? If you choose to then stand in the line, which is ungodly long, as we discussed, to get a popcorn. I support that because it's part of the experience. I do love a popcorn, okay? And I love that greasy butter shit, okay? And maybe I want a damn milk dud, okay? But I am checking the clock, okay? I'm stressing. You think this isn't part of the experience for me. If I would have known that you wanted to get a popcorn, or if we discussed getting a popcorn beforehand, we would have came earlier than 4:50. But of 4:50, we're in the building, we'll stand in the line. Okay? I want to see Maria Menounos do the damn, trivia. I want to feel safe and secure in my seat. It's like when you go to the airport and you're there 2 hours early, but you still need to go see the gate where your plane is going to be picking you up and confirm that it exists, and where you will need to go in 2 hours time. Okay? You go to the gate, you see it, you say, it exists. This is where it's at. It's across from the fucking hot dog on a stick guy. And I know exactly where to go when the time comes. That is 2 hours from now, but at least I know my surroundings. Okay? I don't want to be a fucking Home Alone situation where the plane is about to fucking take off and we're all running to find where gate B is. I know there are signs everywhere in the airport that is like, gate B this way, gate C through D this way, or whatever. It's not as easy as it seems when you are in a panic situation, okay? And I fear every time I've ever been at the airport, I'm in a panic situation. It's a new area for me. Some of you might do this all the time. I don't fly that much. So I need to go confirm all of the locations that I need to be and where I'm going to be checking in way before I'm going to need to check in. Okay? So when you go to the movies, I don't want to find my seat in the dark. Okay, sue me. I'm really punching the clock with this type of shit. And if you're not that type of moviegoer, then we're just not movie buddies. Okay? I need a type A person to go to the movie with, I guess. Type B movie people are like, well, if we're late for the movie, we'll just sneak into another theater and watch another movie. No, I've been wanting to see Superman for the last week and a half. We already talked about seeing Superman. I don't want to fucking go Lilo and Stitch right now. I'm in the headspace of watching Superman. So the fact that you think we're just going to wing it and sneak into another theater with the sign seating, oh my God, dude. Some people are like that, and you can live that way, and that is fine if that's how you be living. Me, however, the Goldilocks of it all, I need there to be a plan in place, and I need to feel secure in the time frame in which we have previously set for ourselves to attend this event. I also grew up doing theater, okay? And if I am in a play and I tell you, it starts at 8, doors open, house doors open at 7:30, last call 7:45, people need to be seated, find their fucking seat, and then 8 o'clock, house lights go down, and the fucking show starts. And we're doing the opening scene, which is usually there's a lot of information you need to know about the storyline in the opening scene. And people are fucking still trickling in? Rude. Rude as fuck. I hate that. Just come on time for once in your fucking life. And you're gonna fucking do a little scoocheroo to get to your fucking seat because everybody's seated. And this is a actual like this is a live theater, okay? We don't have reclining seats. You're gonna have to shimmy your way to your fucking seat or find one that's, by the door or whatever. Just grab whatever seat you can fucking find. I don't like people who are late to shows. And that is the end of this conversation. Well, it's probably not. I'll probably continue to talk about it, but how do you go about your life being so chaotic like that? Oh, type B is really fucking crazy to me. And I know you guys are just living and you're just doing it the way you do it. But when you pair up with a type A person, that is a recipe for disaster. And then I feel like I have anxiety. And it's like I don't have anxiety, but this type B person is giving me anxiety right now by just pretending they're going to go with the flow every fucking time. I'm glad that works out for you. For me, it doesn't. I need somewhat of a plan. I'm flexible. I'm flexible if we talk about it in a timely manner, or if something crazy out of our control happens and we need to pivot to another situation, I'm happy to do that. But if it's up to me, we're going to be punching a fucking clock, okay? And we're going to be sitting in an empty theater for at least 15 minutes before Maria Menounos even comes on the screen, starts doing her little trivia. How do you think I know so much about movie history? I always see 2020. Okay? That's valuable information for a movie buff like myself. And if you're going to see a movie, you're going to get trailers for new upcoming movies around that same genre that of the movie that you're seeing. So if I go to see a horror movie, which I did see a horror movie recently, I saw Bring Her Back, which was good. A24, they're getting a little bit I don't know, they're getting a little bit I always forget this word that I try to describe people as, but they're getting a little bit cocky, I would say. Um but I still really love A24 movies, so maybe I'll just shut the fuck up. But yeah, Bring Her Back was pretty crazy and intense, and I liked it. Overall, I liked it. Um but going to see Bring Her Back, I know that the trailers are going to be for other horror movies that are coming out, okay? And I want to see those. I want to see the previews for movies that are about to come out. I'm trying to plan ahead. There was a long while, from like 2020 to like at least 2023, there was no good movies coming out. And it's not anybody's fault but COVID's really like they really fucked up the whole industry. The writers were on strike, the actors were on strike, the writers being on strike. Guess what? There's no good shit coming out of this. Like there's actually nobody is writing anything good because they're all on strike as they should be. Pay them for God's sakes, dude. That's why I got really pissed when they came out with that damn Wonka movie with Chalamet, Timothy Chalamet. What the fuck is his name? Timothy Chalamet. Is that how you can say it? I hope that's how you say it. 29 years old, really? I thought he was younger than that. Um, when you as an industry are claiming that there's not enough money to pay these actors and these writers and these directors and these crew members what they're worth. You can't provide them health insurance, and sort of cross your T's and dot your I's as far as employment goes in the industry, and you're really claiming that there is just no money. There's not enough money to pay you. That's basically like what Hollywood is always saying. Even though, you know, the fucking executives and the heads of all the damn, movie places are buying jets and yachts and houses in every different country and fucking properties here and properties there, and they're fucking investing and they're doing all this stuff, and then they're saying that we actually can't pay you what you're worth for this job that you did and you spent 3 months of your life on it doing 18-hour days, but you're gonna get fucking the bare minimum. That obviously the math is not mathing there. So when they say they don't have any money to pay the actors and the writers and the crew, that does not compute for me because you are making another Willy Wonka movie. Somebody's got the money. Somebody's got the money to make a fucking movie about Willy Wonka. Did we need that? No. No, we did not. Was it low-key kind of good? Yes, because I do love Timothée Chalamet. I actually love him. I think he's great. I don't really have anything bad to say about him. But I was salty when they were saying they didn't have any money to pay people, but they were going to spend a bunch of money to make another Willy Wonka movie. Same with Megan 2. Megan 2 came out this year, 2025. Megan 1 was fucking horrible. It wasn't even. Sometimes movies are so bad that it comes full circle that you're like, wait, this is actually kind of good because it is so bad. Okay? Megan was just so bad. It didn't even make it halfway through the circle to where it would come back and be good. I like the actors on it, but the storyline is, played out, obviously. The whole AI fucking, turning bad or whatever. I think people just came to see it because she did the dance. And that's only 0.5 seconds of the movie. And so Megan 1 was just so bad. So when they came out with Megan 2, I said, who is funding this? What? There is no way that I know that there are stories being pitched in Hollywood that are powerful, engaging. They're going to move the audience. They're going to give actors like, the role of a lifetime playing some of these characters that are written. And they are turned down by Hollywood executives. But they're making Megan 2. And you turn down this script by whoever the fuck wrote it, who even knows, it doesn't even matter. This super powerful story about fucking whatever it may be. I'm just saying, like, there are so many fucking pitches that are turned down. And you would think that the movies that are being made are good and worth the money that it takes to make a fucking movie. And they are out here making Megan 2. And another Willy Wonka. And like Mean Girls 2, even like that being an exact remake of Mean Girls, I'm just saying some of this stuff doesn't need to be made. Some of this stuff just needs to be like a little indie thing. If Hollywood's going to spend money making movies, give me something good for once. And that is why I like superhero movies, okay? I'm not a comics girly, okay? And I don't give a shit about fucking, you know, video games or anything. I'm really not like a fandom type girly. But if you're going to be spending money on a movie, it better be intense. Okay, I want to see explosions. I want to see a fucking a love story. I want to see, good prevailing and the bad guy fucking getting eaten by a damn, T-Rex or whatever. Like, give me some visual stimulation. if you're going to be spending millions of dollars to make a movie, it should be something like, a fucking Marvel, DC, fucking superhero movie or whatever the fuck. Okay. I really liked Superman. Saw it yesterday. It was really good. I was a little bit salty because it's not Henry Cavill anymore, or Cavill, I don't know. That man was, made by God, and I want to see him play, Superman forever, but, we don't all get what we want. So we have a new guy. Um, let's see what his name is actually, because I am going to have a hyperfixation on him for the foreseeable future. Yeah, damn, he is fine. He's fine. Yeah. We got David Corenswit. Corenswit. 32 years old. That's kind of 6'4". God damn. That's the ideal height. Oh, he was in Twisters? I actually didn't see that. And he was in Pearl? I didn't see that either. Um, Looks like he's got a little, couple things under his belt here as far as filmography goes, but um he has one daughter. That is unfortunate. We do not want a man to have a child, or at least I don't. Is he married? I don't know. I'm not gonna get into it. He did a great job as Superman. He really did. Um, the movie was good. Not a lot of notes. There was a really super sad part in it. But other than that, it was pretty action packed, and, it was a good movie. If me knowing that they spent $90 million making that movie, that would make sense to me. If you told me they spent $90 million making fucking Megan 2, I'd be pissed about that. So that's kind of where I'm at with Hollywood spending money on shit that doesn't fucking matter. And no offense. And no offense to the actors that are in Megan. I know that there are a couple people that I really like in that movie, but if you want to make it a cult following, go the fuck off. Like I said, it wasn't bad enough to come all the way around to being a cult following. Like, it's so bad that it's good. Megan did not give that for me. And I went into it thinking, like, you know what? This is a bad movie. Maybe I'll enjoy it. Maybe we'll see. My friend Mara was like, "Oh my God, like, you have to watch it, blah, blah, blah." I watched it with an open mind. I walked out of it being like, that was a waste of my time, and I should have never listened to anyone regarding this movie. There are some movies that are really bad. That is, and you know what, too? I like bad movies. One of my favorite movies of all time is We Are the Millers. We Are the Millers with Jennifer Aniston and Jason Sudeikis. Jason Sudeikis plays a drug dealer, and his mission is to go pick up a bunch of drugs from Mexico, and he decides he's going to build a family, like a, all American white super like square family, and drive an RV through the Mexican border, and hoping that that will get them by because they look like an innocent family. Okay, yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen that movie or not. It's bad. It's so bad that it's good. Okay, it's quotable. It's funny. The actors are good. We have Jennifer Aniston, we have Jason Sudeikis, we have Emma Roberts, and then that other kid who I can never, but he had a really good glow up. We Are the Millers. I gotta remember this kid's name because he does come up. Will Poulter. He's in it. He gets bit by a like spider on his nuts in the movie. That's funny. You could watch it over and over again, it's still funny. Same with Horrible Bosses. with Charlie Day, Jason Sudeikis once again. And who's the other Jason? Horrible Bosses. Damn, 2011? That is a long time ago. Jason Bateman, Charlie Day, Jason Sudeikis, Jennifer Aniston again. Kevin Spacey, bad guy, good actor. What are you going to do? This movie is so bad that it's good. Okay? And fun fact, that's probably my top favorite movies, The Horrible Bosses, for sure. No shame about it. I am cringe forward. Okay? I don't have guilty pleasures. I am not guilty about the pleasures that I enjoy. Okay? Horrible Bosses is a well-written film. Okay? The acting is funny. Colin Farrell, the cokehead son of the fucking oil guy. I'm just saying, I am not guilty about my pleasures. So don't try and shame me for the stuff that I like. Even though I did just spend the last 15 minutes trying to shame Hollywood for making Megan 2. I'm not perfect, okay? I'm not perfect. I'm just saying. I loved Horrible Bosses so much. And when it came out on DVD, it almost instantly went into the $5 bins at Big Lots. I don't know if you guys have ever been to Big Lots. They're out of business now, so that's cool. We're losing all of our favorite things, but I went to Big Lots one day. I saw Horrible Bosses in the $5 bin, and I was like, I don't really buy DVDs because who fucking buys physical media anymore? I'm not saying that's good that people aren't buying physical media anymore, but I don't buy it because I'm poor. So if it's on Netflix, then obviously I'm not going to fucking buy the DVD. But I bought the DVD because I love the movie so much. And so I bought it. Couple of weeks later, I found myself at Big Lots again, and I saw it in the $5 bin, and I'm like, wow, it's $5. Let me get this. Not remembering that I had already bought it for $5. I already had a copy, but I bought another copy for $5. And then I did that a third time. I think I was at like DVD Planet or something with somebody, and I seen in the $5 bin they had Horrible Bosses, and I was like, oh shit, this is $5? Not remembering that I had bought it 2 times previous. I have 3 copies of Horrible Bosses. What the hell? That's an ode to how much I love the movie. And also, I smoked a lot of weed in my day, and my memory, not so great. Obviously, I bought the same DVD 3 times. But when I moved into a new apartment, I spent all of my money on moving into the apartment. Okay, I had, first and last month and security deposit, so I basically had $0 in my account, and I couldn't get Wi-Fi in my apartment for like 2 months. Couldn't watch Netflix. What was I watching? Horrible Bosses. I watched Horrible Bosses for fucking 2 months straight while I had to save up money to fucking hook up my damn Wi-Fi. So sometimes you do need a DVD of your favorite movie. If your favorite movie's in the $5 bin, get it. Get that bitch. Don't get it 3 times. That's not the lesson here. But what I'm saying is it is nice to own some, DVDs, physical copies, because sometimes you don't fucking have Wi-Fi. You don't think about that. You don't think about losing your Wi-Fi one day, So during the apocalypse, I will be watching my favorite movie, which is Horrible Bosses. And that's all thanks to Big Lots, RIP to them. All right, and that is 60 minutes of me talking about nothing important, and sort of just running my mouth. So, that'll do it for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again. I appreciate having you here, and, I appreciate this creative outlet that I'm doing. I'm having fun doing it. I'm glad that you're watching it, and share it with a friend or an arch nemesis, like Gino the Ghost says. Um, you know? It's okay if you hate me. That's okay. I am insufferable. I understand. I do try to be kind. And I, want everybody to thrive in this life. I don't wish ill will on anybody. Except for ICE agents. I do wish ill will on them. Fuck them. But other than that, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I will see you next week. Okay, bye.